We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh toát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thổ Sư Chế Đô Ye Ở La Hư Đi San Mèo San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Ta Trác Tha Tu Già Đà Già A La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master Shenhua, all good monks and nuns and all good knowing advisors of Ame-to-Fo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识、Mê Tô Phật. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương, Thầy Sư, Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is 16th of March 2025. Thank you for joining our discussion of the Avatamsaka Sutra here at Wei Mountain Temple. We're on slide 31. This section talks about the Gandharvas, celestial kings. Gandharvas are one of the eightfold division Dharma protectors. What are Dharma protectors? Those are the invisible beings. And you cannot see, we cannot see, unless you open your heavenly eye. Heavenly eyes can help you see at different kind of wavelength in the invisible section part, where you can see these beings and the different types of them. So the Gandharvas, or musical spirits, or musicians, heavenly musicians, they are there to protect the Dharma. So we ask ourselves, what is it they do? Why would you need to have musicians to protect the Dharma? It's funny, no one ever asked. And so that's why we give you some information today. These are on the surface. These are spirits whose primary job, is to entertain the heavenly king of the second desire heaven, or also known as the Christian God, or the Jade Emperor to the Taoists, to the Catholics and Christians, he's known as the Christian as God, okay? Mormon, so forth. But to us, we know that he's like he's the ruler of the second desire heaven, so pretty close to us. He has very strong affinities with us. That's why he cares for us. And that's why there's so many Christians and Catholics. What is it? 1.3 billion Catholic? 1.6, I think, last count. Okay, and so these Gandharvas, they have a king, their own kings, who rule over them, keep things in order, and they're specialized in providing entertainment to the Christian God. And so you see, so this is why heavenly music is so superior. So if those of you who are into music and to music composition, you might want to pick one of these Gandharva kings and pray to that celestial king before you compose. You might get some inspiration. Is that how you say it, amigo? Okay, all right. So what are they? Slide 31. They have made great vows and to carry out the Buddha's work and protect the true Dharma. True here refers to the proper Dharma. Only one Dharma as far as the Buddha is concerned. He teaches the Hinayana, and it's later called Mahayana. It's the same Dharma. It's a true Dharma, okay? And so these beings, they carry out the Buddha's work. So meaning, what's the Buddha's work? Buddha's work is to help save all living beings. Protect the true Dharma. Protect the Dharma. What does it mean? It means that the Dharma is being transmitted through temples primarily. So these beings are part of the Eightfold Division, whose job is to protect the temples, the way places. Wherever there are people who cultivate, these beings will come around and provide protection. They have a lot of spiritual powers. Okay? You don't mess around with them. Okay? You get more details a little bit later on. So this tells you that I feel that number one, the Buddhists should lean upon these beings to compose better Buddhist music. Okay? How's that? So that we can be better than Christian music. I love Christian operas and music. And I would go to the churches just to enjoy the music. Okay? And I don't know why we Buddhists never have the ambition to create music, because music is uplifting. It's so important for our souls. What is the matter with the Buddhists? They just take themselves so seriously. You know, music is part of life. Huh? Yes, sir. One.
Yes, good afternoon, Master. Do we know, since the transcriptions of these sutras from time period to time period, do we have any idea of what this music sounded like?
It's like Bach, Beethoven. There are a lot of composers here who just sat down and just started writing. Like Beethoven, he could hear it. Okay? He could hear in his ears. Okay, he had to go like this to feel the beat because he was kind of deaf. But when he composed, it is said that he could hear the music somewhere in his ears. He started writing them down. Same thing with Mozart. Mozart could hear the music in his mind, and he started writing these requiem for, it's fantastic. Have you seen that movie? Yeah, I love that movie. And so these, in our human realm, a lot of these what so-called heavenly compositions actually found its probably influence from heavenly music. You could hear it in our ears, in our head. That's what happens typically. So that's why I suggest to you that you should take your spiritual practice seriously, and then you're interested, and then use your spiritual powers to go up to the heavens and listen to the music and transcribe it or record it. Bring your Sony recorder and then bring it down, and you make a fortune. You become so famous. I'm serious. These beings are incredible musicians. Good question. Yes, the man behind you. See, you don't really want to learn the Dharma. You only want to gossip. Go ahead, Andres.
Master, when I was in college, I took a class on Indian art and religion. Mm-hmm. And the teacher was saying, she was talking about the origination of Buddhism and the caves in India. I forget what they're called. But she was saying that the original Buddhists didn't have art or music because they thought it would lead to attachment. So I don't know if that's true or not, but if it's true, maybe that's why there's not so much Buddhist music. So it doesn't lead to attachment.
That works for India. Probably not for America. We are making America great again. Okay? Let's start with music, hopefully. Some of you don't find it funny, but anyway. Okay, so it's different. Okay. I feel that at your levels, you shouldn't be so attached to non-attachment anymore. If you're attached, you insist on attaching to emptiness, to releasing everything, then it's not complete Buddhism. When you're confused, we teach you to let go, for you to open your wisdom, because your attachment is so heavy, so confusing to you. But once you're able to understand emptiness, then you have to learn about non-emptiness. Okay, that's later for you, particular. Okay, so yes, in India, maybe at the time it made sense to some people to say, yeah, it's a very attachment. There's a lot of attachment. For example, Bodhisattva precepts forbid us from playing music, from entertainment in particular. Okay, and this is one of the reasons I feel that I'm not enamored with Bodhisattva precepts, because it's too one-dimensional. Because how about enjoying music without attaching? That's possible. Why not? Once you are able to detach from anything, meaning you're enlightened, then you can afford to attach to anything. It sounds like a riddle, but it's not. When you cannot let go, that's when we teach you about detaching and letting go. Okay? But once you're able to let go, at a drop of a hat, then it's perfectly okay to attach. If it helps others. It helps me. If you can compose fantastic Buddhist music, I would come to the temple more often, personally. Wait, doesn't sound right. Yes, DTT.
Master, can you hear me? Okay. Master, you said those Gandhavas are serving, Dharma protectors serving Buddha. Also, they serve Christian God. So in this world, Christianity and Buddhism are two different religions. But from your perspective, what are the relationship between the two? Are they basically the same family?
Same family. Don't say that to the Christians. The Catholics, they get very offended. Okay? We don't discriminate. We know a lot more about their gods than they do. And their gods are willing to tell them. So, no, we embrace them. Absolutely, we're the same. As far as we're concerned, you ask my Chinese teacher, masteryonghua would tell you that Catholicism is Buddhism. According to him, I agree with him. Okay, and so we don't discriminate. Why is it the same? It's the same this area. We both are teaching about goodness. That's the strength of Catholicism, is that their foundation is goodness. You have to be a good person, you have to do good, and so forth. Okay? And that's the same in Buddhism. So if you are a Catholic and you are living a good life, a life as a good person, and excel at that, you are Buddhist as far as we are concerned, without a name. We're not attached to name at all. Okay? You're behaving, living a life of a Buddhist. So whether you call yourself Taoist, Catholic, Mormon, Jew, this doesn't matter to us. Okay? All we care about is never about words, about name. It's about the nature of your heart. What's in your heart. Okay? So it's not just Catholic, but it's also the Jews as well. It's also Buddhism. Judaism is Buddhism. Hinduism is Buddhism as well. A good part of it. Okay? And so we a little bit more advanced form of Buddhism, much more advanced form of Buddhism. But it's a good preparation for them to begin to practice Buddhism. In other words, if these beings, if these followers of various religions take their teaching seriously and practice goodness, okay, those good roots there will help them with the Buddhist practices. So that's why it's not wasted at all. We embrace it. Okay, there's no need to discriminate. All right, anyone else? Okay, so they protect the true Dharma, meaning that, again, as I said, in all the way places, they come protect the true Dharma. What is a true Dharma? Let me tell you. The true Dharma has to do with what's being taught. So, for example, at our temples, I want to spell it out for you. We've been talking, like tiptoeing around this, because we didn't, it's not the time yet. But for our temple, they protect my Dharma. In all our temples, if you go to any branch temples, whether it's Lu Mountain Temple or whether it's somewhere in Korea, okay, as part of our temples where we teach and propagate our Dharma, then you have these Dharma protectors to support and protect this particular Dharma, whether I'm around or not. Just like they are there, different set. Or Dharma protectors will be protecting masteryonghua branch temples. All of them will have their own Dharma protectors whose jobs is to protect his Dharma versus our Dharma over here. It's two sets of different Dharma protectors, you see. So if you go to, let's say, a Taiwanese temple who propagate this Dharma master's Dharma, okay, they have their own Dharma protectors. Okay, we all have our own Dharma protectors. So that's why I want you to rest assured that even though I'm not there, okay, it's the same Dharma protectors who are there, protecting you and as well as all the temples. Okay, don't think that is that far away from them. For them to go from Korea to the U.S. takes only a few seconds. Okay, they are tremendously powerful. Okay, and so this matters because whoever wants to take a stand and say, I'm going to propagate my Dharma, they will have their own Dharma protectors. That's how it works. Okay, so that's why the temples are different. You see, they tell you a little bit later. The celestial musicians, part of Eightfold Division, Dharma protectors, their music purifies the mind, okay, and supports the Dharma. So not only does it purify the mind, you see, first, remember, we teach you not to listen to music because it creates attachments. But actually, when you listen to this type of music that Gandharva beings, celestial beings are producing, actually it purifies your mind and supports the Dharma, meaning that makes your resolve to practice a lot stronger than before. So listening to this kind of music is actually beneficial. Is it clear? So it depends who you are. How is it possible, by the way? This is very important for you to make the distinction. They are that way because this music was composed by an enlightened being. If you're not enlightened, then the music you create, okay, you compose, tends to create attachments. Whereas the beings who are enlightened, when they compose music, okay, and it goes back to your question earlier, how is it like? When you are enlightened, you compose music. Your music is sublime, is divine, but better yet, from the other divine music, it is free from attachments when you listen to it. You can listen to it, you enjoy, you enter samadhi, and you can let go very easily. You're not attached to it. Yeah, one.
Yeah, Master, I have a question related to this. Do we know if the process, the science of writing music, was that ever contemporaneous with early Buddhism, or did it happen much later? I don't know.
I believe it's way before Buddhism. We have always been able to enjoy music. Okay, listen. In the nature of in the history of the creation of our world, do you know that our world, when it was first formed, this is Genesis, that's the Christians stole from us, they borrowed from us. Yes, there's Genesis where they created this earth. You are laughing right now. You see, they created this earth here. It's very, very fascinating. Created this earth. And then at the time when it was first created, it has this crust around the earth. No vegetation, no trees, okay? No sugar cane, if you're interested in sugar cane, okay? Okay, and so the earth itself has this crust all around it, okay? And this kind of crust here is very special, and somehow above us, the the celestial beings above us, they are able to fly. Okay? Just like in Disney, that girl, you call it. Okay? They fly around, they're having fun. Unlike you come to the temple for fun, they fly around. and without needing airplanes and rockets. Okay? And so they fly around and they discover this earth, a newly formed earth. Okay? So they flew down to our earth, our spot. And then they look around and say, wow, this is how interesting. Look at this. And then they notice the earth looked very similar everywhere. So because they say, oh, how interesting. It's kind of dark. The crust is kind of dark, okay? Kind of brownish. So they pick it up and say, it smells funny. So it smells good. Wow, it tastes good. So it's true. You guys are the most boring people on earth. God, you know nothing at all, do you? And so they smelled, they liked it, they loved it, and they said, wow, oh yeah, it's good. So they told each other, said, have you tasted it? So they said, yeah, I like it. So they started eating it. And it's so tasty. So they told each other, okay, and they said, wow, you got to try this. And so they tried it, okay. It tasted like what? Someone might ask. Chocolate. Brown. I gave it away. Dark brown, okay. It's actually 70% chocolate, cocoa concentration. If you are into dark chocolate, this is it. Okay? And then later it became like brown chocolate, because as you lose blessings, it lightens up. Okay, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So they love it so much, and it just tastes much better than chocolate, mind you. Okay? Much better than Swiss chocolate, if you want to have a point of comparison. So they like it so much, they enjoyed the chocolate, and they flew back to heavens, and they told their mom, told their friends about it. So more and more heavenly beings flew down to our earth to taste the local specialty. And it's free, mind you, this is the best part, it's free. Can you know how expensive chocolate is? Huh? Good chocolate is so expensive, right? This is totally free. So they ate more and more, so more and more of them flew down, okay? As soon as they have a chance, they flew down and told each other and told the friend, the mother and the father and the uncle and the nephews and nieces. Everyone flew down and they tasted chocolate. And they kept doing it day after day after day. Guess what happened? This is so fascinating. When I heard about this, I couldn't understand it. Now I understand why. What happened? Yes, in the back.
Master, they have to go to the gym.
They have to go to the gym, correct. Then they started opening a chain of gold gyms. Brown gyms, I mean. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master.
You are so imaginative.
They ate chocolate every day, correct?
As often as possible.
As
it's
often
like
as possible.
like they go up to the heaven and have their own lunch and then flew down for dessert.
Well, based on my very low-level understanding of cause and effect, they must have gotten very fat.
Correct. Anyone else? It's related to that, by the way. Yes, MJ, 6'7".
They lost their ability to fly and they had to stay here.
Precisely. Their wings could not lift them anymore. One day, they're so heavy. They said, and they couldn't fly back. So they ended up settling on earth. That's why, and I told you this, I told my disciples at Blue Mountain Temple already, I'm testing them, say if they still remember. Where was the first city on earth they settled in? Vietnam, right? Saigon. So Vietnam was the center of the universe. The Koreans don't find it funny at all. But it's true, I swear to God. Yes, DDT.
마스터께서 예전에 법문에서
See,
말씀하신
I know a Korean would object to it.
마스터께서 전에 법문에서 말씀하신 적이 있는데 지구에 있는 초콜릿을 먹으면서 그들은 복이 떨어졌고 그래서 하늘에 갈 수 없었고 그래서 지구에 살면서 일을 해야 됐다라고 전에 법문에서 말씀하신 적이 있었어요. 네.
Master, I remember what you said before during a Dharma talk. They enjoyed earth chocolate so much, they lost their blessings, and they couldn't go back to the heaven, so they start to work in the earth, on the earth.
Not quite. They settled on earth, and they could survive on chocolate, dark chocolate, and then became brown chocolate, okay? Because its blessings decreased, it became, the dark chocolate became few and far in between, and so eventually became brown chocolate and then white chocolate. This is now the history of chocolate, dark. Okay, and then after that, pretty soon, the chocolate was gone. They ate too much. They all became obese. And then they ran out of chocolate. And guess what happened? Remember, they didn't have to work at all. This is fascinating. I read this thing in the Hinayana sutras. So this is, the Buddha talked about this. Mind you, it's not my imagination. Yes, amigo. Uno.
No. Thank you, Master. Yeah, I remember this story, and you said that because they had a lot of blessings, the crops and everything just came out of nowhere.
Wow, this guy remember everything. I don't even remember that until now. So what happened is that after the chocolate is done, was exhausted, started, depleting, the crop just appeared from nowhere. Sushi rice, if you will. The rice is so good. Okay, even the water back then is tasted better than pure milk. It's so nutritious. You could drink the water and you don't feel thirsty and you feel full. That's the nature of the blessings. Just drinking water, and the crops grew by itself. They didn't even have to do farming. Okay, and then as they started, harvesting the crops and cooking the rice and so forth, okay, then the crops are gone, and eventually the blessing ran out. So they became hungry, so they have to start to learn how to farm and fish. Okay, and then John Deere appeared in Vietnam. Okay, now you know all the secrets. Okay. Top secret information. Yes, sir.
So, Master, so we can say that.
When you explain in Espanol, you can change the scenario a little. I don't care. Okay? It's my temple. It's Vietnam.
So, Master, we can safely say that all the roads lead to Vietnam.
Yes. Uh-huh. And then to Rome later. Anyone else? Okay, so that's how the world started. So we are descendants of heavenly beings. And the first settlers on our earth are from first Yana heaven. You know that? First Yana heaven, that's our ancestors. So we have, if you look at them and us, there's a lot of similarities. Most first Yana heaven beings look Vietnamese. Okay? Make sure you memorize it. It's called brainwashing, indoctrination. Okay, anyone else? Yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead, Andres. You forgot? Okay, so he asked when if it comes back. Anyway, and so they assist in Dharma assemblies, eliminating negative forces. So they, I don't know how they assist in Dharma assemblies. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. How would you assist, musicians assist in Dharma assemblies? Any ideas? Okay. Negative forces, so they kind of discourage the evil beings from coming around. They express wondrous sounds, okay, bring the joy to practitioners, inspiring them to hear true Dharma. And so their contribution is to create wondrous sounds, so whether it's music, whether it's instruments, and so forth. Okay, so that's what they do. And not only that, they inspire living beings to hear the true Dharma. So their music, the heavenly music they create, okay, they generate, also inspires the celestial beings to hear the Dharma. This is the subtle way they do to help the Christian God pacify the minds of his subjects. Their celestial music uplifts practitioners, allowing them to enter a state of clarity and devotion. You see that? Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, this is why I feel that as you practice your skills, you become more skilled. After you become enlightened, there's nothing wrong with you composing music and using music as part of your work to help others. Yeah, now you remember. Okay. Become enlightened. There you go.
Are the heavenly beings still here?
Yeah, they're still here.
Are they invisible?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And you can open your heavenly ear and you can hear the music. You can hear their music they generate. It helps eliminate distractions, promotes focus in meditation and Dharma learning. So they invisibly encouraging you, inspire you, and help you to cultivate. So in other words, Dharma protection can be in the form of inspiring others to practice the proper Dharma. In whatever form you're going to do. If it ends up with this person saying, I want to practice the Dharma, then you're helping. Okay? All right. Next, 33. Perform sublime music, all coming to make offerings. So they make offerings they entertain the god, okay? The gods, heavenly gods there, God King. But they also use the music to make offerings to the Buddhas as well. Okay? The pure melodies have a way of driving away negative influences. I don't know what negative influence is. Where does influence come from? Which Chinese character? Do you know? It's only in English you found. We don't know. Okay.
Maybe more related to the bottom sutra text.
The next one?
Yeah.
消灭一切不想业障. Ye Zhang here is karmic obstructions. 不想 is inauspicious. Inauspicious karmic obstructions. And so they drive away the inauspicious obstructions. Meaning what? Corrected the inauspicious obstructions, not negative influences. That's too American, which is meaningless in Buddhism. What does it mean? Drive away negative, inauspicious karmic obstructions. Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. I can't read Chinese, so the way I know to drive away karmic obstructions is to enter samadhi. So does it help them enter samadhi? Is that what it's getting at?
Part of it, yes. Anyone else? It's like this. It's very subtle, and you guys don't realize the kind of help, the kind of assistance we're getting constantly. It's very subtle. You bring with you, when you come to the temple, you bring with you a lot of karmic obstructions that prevent you from cultivating. Okay? And it manifests in your heads in the form of, get out of here, let's go shopping, this is nonsense, and I disagree, and all those things that are the starting point for you to have this impulse to walk away, to drive away, to get out of here. Okay? What you don't realize is those are called karmic obstructions. All those are in-beings who actually whisper in your ears and say, you see, he's evil, he's bad, okay, and so forth. Okay? Because you in the past have obstructed others from their cultivation, just like your spouses are obstructing you from cultivating right now. It's because in the past you obstructed them from cultivating. Got that? On the other hand, if you help your spouse, your partners cultivate now, it's because in the past you helped each other already. Got that? So the karmic obstructions are the ones that will prevent you from cultivating all forms of karmic obstructions. And so it means that what are these obstructions? These are actually in-beings who whispers in your ear, get out, or they stop you, from, they would bring clouds of dust, or they bring an accident on your way to the temple, or bring you in the forms of a thought that remembers how wonderful Swiss chocolate is, and why don't we go get some? Okay, don't go to the temple, it's so boring, Master is not there today. Excuse me. Okay. And therefore, there's no point in going to the temple anymore. Okay? Because, what's the point in going if he's not there? And so that's why I try to remind you today, even though I'm not here, my Dharma protectors are still here. Okay? And so all those beings are, those in-beings are the one that generate these negative thoughts in you. It says, don't go, stop, or distract you from going, dissuade you from going, and convince you to do something else, and become afflicted. And you say, oh, you know, that nun there? See how the way she looked at us last weekend? How can a nun have this kind of evil look? Okay, all those things, all those negative thoughts in your heads that tell you not to go to the temple. That's called karmic obstructions. So when you come here, then you say, you see, the same, she looks at us the same way again. Let's get out of here. Okay? And so when the Gandharva musicians play the music and makes the offerings, you may not be able to hear it, okay, but they make offerings themselves to the Buddha. Okay, and when they make it, they create the music. Even though we cannot hear the beings who are producing karmic obstructions to us, they can hear it. They hear it, and they feel like itchy. They feel like, their feet are on fire, and they split. That's how the celestial music dispels inauspicious karma and obstacles. They leave. These in-beings who harass you, they leave. Your depression goes, okay? They leave, okay? Got that? Isn't it fascinating? You guys think cultivation is so simple, so straightforward? You come and you cross your legs and you become enlightened? Oh, it's just a lot more going on than you think. It's so much more than meets the eye. You need 8 different kinds of protectors to help you make it. That's how sophisticated our system is. That's how difficult it is for you to practice the Dharma, meaning that without the protection, it's virtually impossible for you to practice. Remember, these beings are extremely powerful. They have a lot of spiritual powers. This is why we don't need any spiritual powers. It's just, hey, get rid of her. Yeah, get rid of him. Việt Nam cô chỉ tay năm ngói đó em. Yeah, meaning that expression means you point your 5 fingers. Okay? Like ordering people around Vietnam, very subtle. Yeah. Just. Okay. He created a sacred atmosphere suitable for Dharma practices. So they, by dispelling all these troublemakers, chasing away those troublemakers, the environment's more suitable for you, okay, to sit, to cross your legs and practice and meditate and study or talk to each other. Okay? Next. Always stay near Buddha, playing music to protect Dharma, ensure its long preservation. You see, on the surface, this is so Buddhist. On the surface, they have a job, is to serve the Christian king. Okay? And you kind of chuckle and say, really? I mean, so you have all these spiritual powers, all these tremendous skills to entertain a lowly Christian god king? No, it's only like a daytime job. Okay? But what they really do is to protect the Dharma. And they draw near the Buddha, meaning that they can see Buddhas, and play music to protect the Dharma and ensure its long preservation. Meaning what? they also, by listening, by playing their music, okay, even though we cannot explicitly hear it with our ears, but when they offer music to the Buddhas, okay, then that music here, there, have a way of encouraging us to cultivate. That's why you like to cultivate. You think it's only feeling good and Dharma bliss. No, it's also all this music, heavenly music, that's kind of inspirational. Makes you feel like, yeah, I want to do more pain. No? Never mind. Okay? Ensuring the sanctity of Dharma assemblies, protect the setting from disturbances. Okay? So, what it also says here is, the translation, this ChatGPT is really struggling with this. Okay? We need to train them better. These materials really suck. Yeah, they lack accuracy. And this is good for the non-Buddhists, but for us professionals, this is like, inaccurate. Okay? Feed them Vietnam, Texas, not Chinese, okay? All right. So another point here is kind of interesting in Chinese. It says that the music that they produce, they offer to the Buddhas. They offer music to the Buddha, by the way. Not to me. It's for the Buddhas, the three dudes behind me. Okay? Don't think you are that important. They're here to serve the Buddha. They help us, protect us, but actually it's for the Buddha, not for us. So don't get a big head. Okay, guys? Okay? Unless you're Vietnam, that's okay. Okay, so they offer music to the Buddhas. Okay, so for example, when doing ceremonies this morning, when we're doing the Pureland Pin, okay, when our people were chanting away, okay, when some of you were struggling with the high pitch, you could have heard the Gandhava king chiming in and like an opera singer. Never mind. Put the B4. Never mind. It's a very tough note to produce, even for opera singers, by the way. Anyway, so they would offer their own music, okay? And when they do that, okay, that they offer to the Buddha, but when they do that process, through that process, okay, if you're able to hear it, you can enlighten and suddenly enlighten to the Dharma, Dharma door. So it actually, the music offerings has a way of aiding you to cultivate your Dharma door successfully. Meaning what? Meaning what? Meaning that they are great practitioners themselves. Okay? Meaning they're able to enter those Dharma doors themselves already. Does it make sense? You're gonna help people unless you've done it already. In Buddhism, we do it from experience, not just imagination, not just reading books. Okay? You have to do it, and then you help people and teach people how to do it. All right? Music aligns the Buddha's teaching to ensure peaceful transmission of the Dharma. Got another, Chinese translation into English, which is, it sounds good to you, but it's nonsense to me. Okay, in the future, find me the Chinese text. It's more accurate. Okay. All right, you don't blame. It's not bad, In general, the ChatGPT, I must commend them for having pretty good overall 80%, 70-80% of accuracy. It's just our standards are so high that still a lot of room for improvement. Okay, 35. Gandhava kings with divine music chant Buddha's teaching. You see that? The chanting that we have, is actually probably quite a bit is inspired by their chanting. So that tells you, so the Chinese chanting we do, is very melodious, is very musical. Actually, most likely is from the bodhisattvas and inspiration from their creations. The Chinese chanting in particular is special in that sense. In contrast to Korean chanting, you heard, one Texinim chant, for example, it's one sound. And so forth. So one sound and continuous. There's no separation. So very much like Japanese, by the way. They chant the same thing. The same way. I cite from facts because I watch a lot of Japanese movies. They all chant like that, and then it's one sound from beginning to end. That's Japanese. And I watch more Japanese movies than Korean movies, but I listen to one Texinim chanting of our Chinese music. It's very Korean. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay? The Koreans are very, very quiet today. Okay, so the chant of Buddha's teachings. So again, I hope that you in the future will build your skills, and after you become enlightened, create more Buddhist music. And after you become enlightened, maybe I will pay you to, by then hopefully I'll be rich for a change. I will employ you to compose Buddhist music, Buddhist operas. And I want it in Espanol, in Vietnam for sure, and so forth. Okay. Hey, you got to think big. You don't settle for the status quo. I'm, big thinker. Go back to your Vietnam roots, guys. Upon hearing this, demonic adversary grow fearful and flee from a Dharma assembly. So it's funny that the sound of the chanting scares them away. How is that? Oh, yeah, that would be scary. Yeah. Oh, I'm dying. Why is it so difficult? After 5 years, it's still so difficult. It's difficult forever. Get used to it. Why are they scared away? You think it's like a casual thing, but actually very factual. Clearly, you're not troublemakers. That's why you are still thinking. You have no clue. What is he talking about? But if you really are a troublemaker, you know what I'm talking about right away. If you're a troublemaker, what do you do when you go to a new place? Look around, yeah? sees any cops. Yeah? Number one, no cops. What's number two? Skip number two. Number two is alarms. Okay, go to number three. What's number three? Cameras? Okay, number four. Okay, number four. What's four? You look something to steal. No, you look for it's true, but before you even look for something to steal, before that, a little bit before that, you are inexperienced.
You look for someone that is more
Listen carefully, my boy. You have a lot to learn. Yes, sir.
You look for someone that is more problematic than you.
That's right. This guy's good. Yes, sir. The first thing you do is that, can someone get me in trouble? What's a threat to me? See, great minds are alike. So, if you walk to a place and you see Arnold Schwarzenegger standing there, would you come in? Hell no. Okay? And if you don't see Schwarzenegger, what do? They can tell by your voice. The voice deep, strong, resonant. That's a sign of someone who's very strong and healthy. Or, these beings are also very sensitive. They hear that the yang sound is scary to them. When you practice Chan, you do your spiritual practice, your sound has yang qi, has yang sound in it. And these beings listen to your sound, like these Gadava kings. They are enlightened, so therefore when they talk, it's a lot of yang qi. These troublemakers hear the sound and say, oh, I don't feel good. So the mere sound right there is actually scares these troublemakers away. So that's why the Weno, you stand up there and say, actually that sound right there, if it has yang qi, will scare the Japanese ghosts away. Got that? So flee from the Dharma assembly in that sense. It sounds casual to you, but this is very factual. This is actually what happens. Yes, in the back.
Master, I would suggest we open a temple in Washington, D.C., close to the White House. It would help America a lot.
No comment. I'm going up north in the next few days. There's no point in alienating my devoted go-forth disciples. Yes, one. Boy, this guy missed all the juicy part of the Christian God thing. We've been talking about your boss, man. Yes, one.
Oh, thank you, Master. I saw some footage on the internet yesterday. There's massive protests happening in Serbia, and the police force, like tens of thousands of people, and the police force deployed what's called a sound cannon. And when they play this sound cannon, the whole crowd, like a wave, just like ducks, and they're immediately obstructed and afflicted. It seems like something like that.
Uh-huh. Yesterday?
This was yesterday, yeah.
And what's going on in Serbia? I can't think of, for the life of me, what could go wrong in Serbia? We have all the trouble here in the world is right here in America.
Yes, unfortunately, it's not all about us anymore. Tens of thousands of people took to the streets and are protesting the government, and so they deployed a sound cannon. So that exists in this world.
Gandharva technology. Okay, and the flee from Dharma assembly help reduce demonic influences and learn negative forces. Okay, same concept, just chase them away. Okay, it's sometimes easier just to scare them away and saves time. Anyone else? Okay, very good. Oh, there's still more. Wow, this is such a prolific research here, materials. Gandharvas play sublime music. When they play, you hear the false views are dispelled and joyfully take refuge in Buddha's teachings. Okay, so the views are dispelled. The deviant views are dispelled. The wrong views are dispelled. Okay, 邪见 is actually deviant views are dispelled. You don't realize how dangerous deviant views are. Deviant views are a lot worse than being in jail. You put yourself in jail for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and you become what? You become what? Catholic. That's a question. Do you know? Catholic. Got that? You have deviant views. It's like lifetime imprisonment. You imprison yourself and you cannot get out. It's extremely, extremely dangerous. And it's not just this lifetime, but in future lives, it continues. Okay? A lot more damaging than you realize. Hey, what happened to Go Force DTT today? Go Force disappeared, people disappeared as usual. But DTT, I think they all went to DTT or something. Look at DTT, look at that. Look at these adorned people. Look at that. Wow. It looks like these people are from Go Force. Same faces, no? Yeah? Who's from Go Force? Raise your hand. See? Okay, guys. Okay, very good. Like that's it. Since we're here and we are at ETT, I might as well share with you the latest news. Would you like to hear? I shared with my Sangha today at lunch. And I told them, don't tell anyone yet. Shh. Okay? And so that I can tell you. Okay? Anyway, we're going to do reshuffling soon. I haven't not discussed it along my staff yet, our staff yet, but we are thinking of bringing someone down here to WMT. Would you like to know who it is? No? No, don't bring him down, her down, or is it no, you don't know? Master. Surprise. Oh, surprise. No, forget it. Get out of here. You evil person. Play some Gandharva music. Make him go away. Yes, in the back.
Master, can I please suggest Sochu Sunim, Sangwoo Sunim to come down here?
Sangwoo Sunim to come down here. Great idea.
Master, her voice since last time she was here changed a lot, and it's actually got into my soul.
So she was bringing down Gandhava music, Gandhava chanting. That's what you're telling us.
Especially her morning ceremony was wonderful.
You know, actually, it's not a bad idea. Originally, it's not what I have, who I have in mind, but since I think Hong has a better idea. What do you think? What happened to Sangwoo Sunim? She's translating? Of course. Okay. What do you think? You think Sangwoo Sunim would be a good thing, a person to move down here? You don't sound excited. Only Hong is excited. I think Hong can hear the Gandhava music from Sangwoo Sunim's chanting. Yes, one.
Master, because we want to know before, who were you thinking of bringing down?
He's so evil, you know. We think the same way. Okay, before I commit myself to entering your property, I take a look first. Okay? Besides Sangwoo, who else would you like to bring? Huh? Master C? Master C. Okay, Master C. He's in Vietnam right now. Master C? What, you don't like Master C anymore? Let me get this straight. He's in a hurry to get back from Vietnam to Korea so that he can move back to the US. But you said, no, don't take your time, right? Yes, one.
Thank you, Master. On Tuesday nights, Jeannie and I have been very dedicated coming to a mantra session.
True.
And Master C, like Charlie, was very gracious in teaching us the mantra session. And just hearing it through the camera was very powerful.
Yeah, like 3 a.m. there in Vietnam. Yeah.
And then
the center of the universe. Yeah.
And then it has like a yin-yang shape for the country, right? Like
yeah.
The center, yeah. And then Master C handed the session over to Master Z. And it was different. I got to experience Master Z's interpretation. And the samadhi recitation that I entered into was very amazing. But that was only over the virtual camera.
Right, but now you want to go back to Master C.
I would always welcome the opportunity to go back to the source. And experiencing either of them in person would be wonderful.
The source meaning what? Master X?
Specifically, Master, since you asked, I would be very excited to experience this mantra session in person with Master Z.
Master Z. Look, DTT is so quiet. Yes, DTT. And if it's not Jumi, forget it. Go ahead, DTT.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi there. Hey, my peeps at WMT. I'm over here.
Okay. She's pulling all the strings up there.
And I love DTT. You guys know that, right?
Yeah.
But, just the thought, Master, that you would even consider to rotate the Sangha so we could also appreciate and learn from all of your Sangha and abbots, it would be so wonderful. Thank you.
So she wants me to bring down Master XF, rotate all the Sangha. So American,
I was thinking about, wasn't there someone, a Sangha that you called Thunder something or another? Wasn't there?
Who?
Thor. What about him?
He's in Korea right now.
No, this one right here.
She's pointing to XL, you know that?
No. Oh, Master, you're just trying to torment us. Whoever you send will love you.
Okay. Since I really have not discussed it among the staff, I'm just doing like planning, personal planning in public, So who do you want to bring down here? Master C. Okay, I hear Master C. Huh? Okay. Master C. See the one with the... Okay, let me...
Master, please stop this conversation. We are furious in DTT right now. And Peter, you are always most welcome to come in person to DTT and witness the magical power of Master Z here. We
Master Z,
And we should stop.
I see the victory sign from Russia. Okay, and so by popular demand, Master C then will still be coming here.
Master.
What? Yes, darling.
Yes, honey.
Yes, honey. Yeah, that too.
마스터 지금 마스터께서 위산사의 주지로 마스터 XC를 임명하시면서 마스터 XC가 베트남에서 안 오고 있습니다.
Master, because you are saying that you're gonna, Master XC is gonna be in WMT. That's why Master XC is not coming from Vietnam. He's staying at Vietnam.
그 마스터 XC를 뭐 JMT든 산호세든 마스터 도량에서 보기를 원하고 더 이상 XC가 빨리 베트남에서 오기를 원한다면 위마운틴 템플 아니에요. 이거 뒤에는 그냥 노 코멘트 하겠습니다. 이상입니다. 아니요, 그냥 괜찮아. 여기까지만 하면 될 것 같아. 네, 끝입니다.
She says she doesn't want to comment anymore. That's it.
Okay, good. Anyone else? Yes, in the back.
Let me roll down the blind so that they make sure they don't know me. Master, you're welcome to bring Master Z down here and replace with Master Z up there. That is Master C up there. That would be okay for us as well.
Either one is okay, right, for you? Yeah?
Yes, Master.
Okay. All right, let's take a vote. Who wants Master C down here? Who wants Putin down here? Who want Chung Sunim down here? Okay, now so it's unanimous. Okay, so since I consulted all of you, just don't blame me for not consulting with you. Okay. So subtle, you know. Long live Putin, yeah. So, of course, all these are temporary assignments. We rotate people around so that so it's always on a temporary basis. So it turns out that the time is ripe now. I am gonna go up north this week, okay, maybe within a couple of days, and consult with the personnel up there, the staff up there, and see if we can move some people down here, okay? And if Master Z feels like it, he can move down here. Calm down. Master Z, what do you think? You cannot blame me for this decision. I have to please both the SoCal and NorCal people. So it's up to you now. Remember, I'm seeing your mother here. This is what inspired me. I thought, first of all, to be honest, I thought maybe I'll go up there and kind of gently bring it up, because I know he's very attached to people up there. Bring it up and see how he would react. But when I saw the mom this morning, I said, that's it, I made up my mind. I mean, so what do you think?
Yes.
Yes? There you go. See, it's unanimous now. See, we all agreed. Master Z will move down here. Master Z will transfer to San Francisco, okay? As a plan, we're swapping prisoners. So he'll be down here the second half of April. First 2 weeks of April, you stay up there to say goodbye to your followers, okay? And then you can move down here. And I'm making plans to make a half bath for you. So that it's more convenient. You find out, okay? I made arrangements already this morning. Okay, everyone? Yes, Catholic.
Are you planning to move Marilyn or Shanton? Because she cooks really well.
What did he say? Huh?
Oh, are you planning to move Marilyn or Shanton? Because she cooks really well over here.
Shinton?
Yeah, the cooking nun.
You like her food?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's only worried about the cook. Jesus. For your information, I asked for her opinion. He says, yes, she approves. Okay? So, no change in that department for now. Okay, so practically he'll be down here in about a month or so. So the first half of April, he'll be up there saying goodbye. And they're going to invite him out to lunch, so forget it, okay? No cooking at DTT. And then, and then he'll move down here, okay? And when the old abbot is ready, he can take over DTT. Any questions, DTT people? The silence means approval or depression? Agreement or discontent? The spring of discontent?
Oh, no.
Go ahead. DTT.
맞어 질문이.
Oh no, that's not DTT.
맞어 질문이 있는데 종인 스님을 한국에 보내시면서 1년 뒤에 다시 미국으로 부르실 거라고 하셨었어요. 그럼 종인 스님은 1년이 다 돼가는데 6월 달로 제가 기억하거든요. 종인 스님이 6월 달이 되면 종인 스님은 어디로 가시게 되는 건가요? 그게 제 질문입니다.
Master, I remember when you sent Jongin Sinim to Korea, you said he will stay only for 1 year and he will come back to the U.S. So I believe June will be his 1 year. Where is he going after that?
Vietnam. Okay. Give me time to work on that at least? Okay, let me consult with my staff first. Okay, we stop here today. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice week.